Hey everyone, Soundwave884 here, the Transformers Collaborative Review. Take a look at the Transformers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles mashup here. Party Wallop is taking the party wagon from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they're going for the cartoon look here in the alt mode, and then transforming it into a turtle, which you can call Party Wallop. Or you can turn it around and you have all the different turtles head pieces, so you can put it on here and make it look like Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, or Leonardo. You also come with the weapons of each character, the nunchucks, the scythe, the staff, and the katanas. Turn to the back. 20 steps is going to get you all the way around from Party Wallop, or one of the turtles, to your party wagon. And down here shows you how they're going to look with the headbands on. And this is a Transformers Turtles mashup. 40 years for Transformers, 40 years for Turtles up there as well. Turn this side. And I haven't opened it yet, just got this in today as I'm reviewing this. This is going to do sort of an unboxing review, so it's really my first impressions here when I get this figure out. Now, one thing I see right off the bat is, it's got plastic. I love that. So it's like a nice quality kind of package in the fact that the figure itself is protected. The accessories are right back here. They're protected. It's harder to steal. People still rip these things open and take stuff, but it's not open for you to just reach in, grab stuff, or for the figure itself to be damaged, scraped, scratched, or heads ripped off. So I like that right there. Get the collaborative little thing here with the turtle and all this. Really cool pizza slices going on there. I do like the Transformers Turtles kind of mashup packaging here. You get the classic 1980s cartoon versions of the Turtles, and you get the nice Transformers logo with the grid design showing through here in different places as well. So it's a nice little mashup. Right, we have freed him from his plastic prison. What you get, of course, you got the figure here, and you have to get his accessories out. Be careful when you take this out, because my pizza is already flung to the floor, and I had to go looking for it because it hit the floor and just rolled away. This has most of your accessories. You got Raphael's, Donatello's, and Michelangelo's weapons, the foreheads, parts pizza, and then parts to the party wagon. And then that were strapped down inside, you have Leonardo's weapons, the front of the party wagon, and the back spoiler to the party wagon as well. So those pieces are strapped down, tied down to the box, separate from the plastic. And the figure straight out of the box already has a little QC problem. Nothing major that I've noticed. No, nothing major yet that I've come across. But he does have a paint mishap right here on the back of his shell. Like a little black smudge or something going on right there. So that's a bummer. But, what can you do? Part of that might be covered up. This actually stores back here. You just have to slide that on. So when you get this all out, there's pieces you got to add to your figure. So we'll look to add on the pieces. We've got these gun turrets here. These are on hinges, so you can move those down, so you don't always have them sticking up above the turtle. And we're going to take this back piece right here, and we're going to stick it on the back here. And it's just going to slide in like this. Peg in the peg hole. And it hides some of that problem I have right there. So we got that piece there. Then we get the piece here right out. I'll turn this around here. And this is going to go up here in this little piece. So that goes right up there. Now to change the heads and the belt, very simple. We're going to take the top of the head here. It just comes up, pops right off. This, you can see the eyes are still attached here to the bottom part. And say who we're going to make. Let's bring this belt buckle up like that. And then you have this here. It's on a spin. So you can do Donatello, Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo. So we're going to do Raphael. Don't worry, I will show pictures of every turtle in this getup. And you can also follow me at Soundwave_884_reviews on Instagram, where I'll post multiple pictures of this as well. So we'll just want to put that right here on top. And there you go. Now we have Raphael, and you get his weapons. Take his weapons, There we go. Now we got him his weapons. We got his weapons, his belt, and his headband. So now we have Raphael of the Turtles. And if you wanted him to be like Party Wallop, you would take the front of the van here and you would just jam that on. You see the little slots. Let's see here. That's just going to peg in like that. Or you can have that be Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo in like their armored up version. Now, the little pizza slice that fell out, if you turn this around, you have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo on that. And you can tell where that's going to go. It's going to go right here on this. So we'll just see here, and we'll just push that in. Sure, we'll try that again. Maybe you pushed too hard. There we go. So we're going to take that piece back off. And I'll show off pictures of all the other turtles in their getup. And yes, Michelangelo's chain, nunchucks have these little plastic chains in between us. They can swing around. You're not using the other bits. You can store them on the turtle. You see, we raise these little shoulder pads up on the side here. And we'll take the nunchucks. You can see how they sort of just clamp in to this. The little grooves here will just fit around the little tabs. And that can store those there. Do the same on the other side. Now come to the back piece here, bring this up. You want to open these out. With all this here is where you're going to store the extra heads and everything. I think the heads you're not using, turn around, you see you got the little peg holding the slot up. You see here you got the pegs, the slot up. You want to do the ones on the bottom first, because once you put one here, you're going to block the bottom off, make it a little bit hard to get that in there. So we'll just store those in. Like that. Now right here we have that big bar here. You see the big slot here on the staff. And that will just go right there in the middle. And you're done with that, you take this, we'll fold that back down. You can bring the shell back like this. Now you're going to take the katanas, and they're going to store on the side of the shell. Just tab those on. That. Now you take the sides, if he's not holding them, right here on the thigh piece. You can see the tabs. Doesn't matter which side. You'll tab in. There you go, and you can store all his weapons and accessories on his person. And of course, this can go right back there on the front. So my initial thoughts here, after getting him out of the package, seeing this here, he's awfully kibbly. I guess it's something they're going to have to do to get him into the party wagon. It's kind of, I guess, unavoidable. He does have a lot of spots, though, so this kibble becomes useful because you can store all the weapons and accessories on it. And it's going to have to go somewhere. So I'm not complaining about it. He's just got a lot of stuff hanging off of him, which makes me fear that he's not going to be very posable because he's got so much crap in the way. Still, it looks like a decent transformer, a decent turtle here. So I'm not complaining about that. So they put a little more effort into the look of the figure than, say, when we got Gigawatt. That was his name. The Back to the Future DeLorean. That was pretty much just a a retooling of the Siege Sideswipe molding. This here looks like it's like a brand new mold, so that is a plus. And then they could have reused some kind of tooling. I don't see it. Or the transformation could be similar, but there's only so many things you can do where things will start to always see similar. Now I'll go over the articulation on the figure real quick. Head. You can 360 that bad thing around. It's on a ball joint, and a good thing about it, they do give it a little bit more clearance here in the back, which means you get a decent up. out of the head movement, and a rock or a side-to-side movement there. Articulation, because the pads are attached to the arms, you can 360, but you will hit the shell. You will have to try to move his arm out of the way and get it that way. Now you can move these up and get the separate shoulder movement here. You get elbow swivels. We do have wrist swivels as well. Tight joint there. About 90 degrees here on the elbow bend, a little under it actually. Waist. A lot of, like I said, a lot of stuff in the way. If you move that out of the way, I'm pretty sure you can get a 360 out of this. You just gotta move a whole lot out of the way. Yeah, you can get a 360. It's a lot hitting there. Then you got raise his arms up. Joints are really tight, not overly tight. They're a good kind of tight where they're stiff where they're going to hold. Raises up, splits out to there. Kick forward, back. I did hear, is that ratcheting? No, I heard a ratchet there. You get upper thigh swivels. Knee bends are still 90 degrees deep. This can't get out of the way. I knocked this side off. Bring this back. You get ankle rocks to there. And it looks like you might get a little bit forward and back to the transformation, how this comes in locks. So again, kind of bothersome with all this extra kibble hanging around, but things have to go somewhere, so I'm not really complaining. I'm going to complain about these sides being on these little side tires here, because it just seems to get in the way and you're going to pop these off. So I just have him hold these because he's going to be a Raphael on my shelf. He's always my favorite turtle, so he's going to be holding those. Now when you do put the swords on his back, the katanas, you got to have them curve this way, because they go the other way, you're hitting the hinges here, so they have to go a certain way. They'll be more snug on the inside, but beware, again, they're easy to just hit and then untap. Also, the shell sort of connects and tabs right under the head. This little tab here goes right under there. Again, this doesn't hold very tight and it becomes a loose backpack. So that is another complaint. Nothing. I mean, if it was tabbed in fully, though, you kind of lose a little bit of the head movement. It could be hard to turn the head around because this would be so flush against his back. You're going to be like right up against that. All right, some height comparisons here. We have Party Wallop next to the Stranger Things van. Don't remember his name already. Next to Leader Class Megatron from the Bumblebee movie. Dying Ironhide. G1 Skull Wave. So just in case you want to try to slide this in with your turtle shelf and have this be like a robotic transforming turtle, there you go. All right, before I transform this, the front of the party wagon can also become the chest plate. Also can become like a shield. There's a peg piece in here. Just got to lower this down like that. And then you can see there's peg holes on either side. You can peg this in, and it's like now he has himself a shield. And yes, I knocked the nunchuck out. Like I said, there's just so much going on. You got to move so much stuff to get stuff to go somewhere. That's my biggest complaint in robot mode, is just the kibble. Like again, I said, it's got to go somewhere. So I'm not really complaining that it's there. It's just in the way, and it's just hassle and troublesome. You have to move it around, but overall, it's still fine. All right, let's transform him into the party wagon mode. So what we're going to do is untap that from the back. Bring this over. Bring this part up. And take his head. It's going to fold into this gap here. Take these here on the sides. They're going to rotate around to the front. And we're going to fold these pieces out here. So when you do that, you want to move these up out of the way. You want to try to bring this to more or less make it level. So when you bring this up like this, it gets really out of your way. So now you want to take his arms, and we're going to bring those back like this. And in doing so, you're now bringing this part back. You can see where these tabs are sort of going to go. And when you get that back there, tabs, you can kind of see them. There's slots on top of this, so you'll bring this and it will slot in on the top. Now you want to bring these and tab these together. Sort of. They don't really seem to like, there you go. Tab. And we're going to fold them down, and they're connected to the wrist where the hands are. So we bring down. The tabs don't hold for crap, so you'll have to keep retabbing. But when you do that, the whole gist of this is that you're going to end up bringing this up like this, and these are going to go up. You see these two tabs here are now going to go up into the slot there. So really, you can just retab it once you get that back into the slot, because this, thanks to this tab, don't hold for nothing. Like that. So now you take this right here, put this back onto the front of your party wallop. Two taps here, slots there. We'll bring that down, and it should lock into place. Come on, there we go. There's little tabs up there too. Take these. Well, helps that this is not a tab. Yeah. Take these here on the side, bring these up like this. You want to take his feet. We're going to bring those up on this hinge. That. Take his tires. They're now going to rotate to the sides. Fold his heel spurs up. Have his feet together. Now we're going to take that. We're going to bring that up. You see there's little slots here. The tabs on this. So we bring this up. You got to go around the hands. And then we're going to get this to tab. We got to keep the knees straight. Like that. And like that. Piece here. Just opens. Opens this up. And you can see where there's a tab slot. This is going to tab into that. And you'll do the same on the other side. These here, just bring this back. It should be back, but bring that back. And then you take this right here. It's going to come down. You can see the tab, slot, tab. It's going to catch right there. And you just got to line all this stuff up. And get that tab in. Come on. Alright, so that gets him in vehicle mode. I do have a problem. This tab here will not want to tab into this. And if I do get that in, it's going to then, it just pops right back out. It's irritating, to say the least. And you don't want to push too hard, because this is very like hollow, like it goes way in. You're just going to like snap something. I don't know if it's an user error. Well, hold up, did I get it? Well, there you go. All I had to do is be talking about it on camera to get to work. There you go. So just getting it all to get tabbed in, stay tabbed in, is a bit of a problem, a pain. But once it's there, so let's see if I got untabbed this crap. There's so much going on the figure. That's the thing. It's really busy, and that gets in the way. There we go. But it makes a nice little move. I like it. Now you can store the katanas and the size back on the underside of the vehicle mode, because where they did store was on the flaps that you had to use for transformation. So the katanas go right here. So just line that up, and then you can see there are also grooves up here on the bumper where they will fit into. And for some reason, I just can't push it in. And again, on this side, get in there. It ain't this hard. It's not rocket science, but apparently tabbing something in is rocket science. Get the... Okay. And you take these. Probably should have done these first, because I'm going to probably knock out those. But yeah, those go right into that. There we go. So they all store on the underside just like that. And with these wheels being pinned in, they roll magnificently. Look at that. That's one thing I love, pinned in wheels. Pinned in the damn tires, because these things usually 99.9% of the time roll really good. Roll really good. Where the wheels that just snap on, you know, you always get that one wheel, sometimes two, that just have too much friction, and they just refuse to turn or spin freely. And it makes it hard just to roll anything. So yeah, some of the tabs on this figure, get it this way, are a pain in the butt. And getting some of the accessories to tab in is a pain in the butt. Some are easy to knock out, some are just, you know, are a pain to tab. So biggest negative getting into vehicle mode is just getting the tabs to tab and then storing this stupid thing down here. This one gave me fits anyway. Let's try this stuff again. Get in there. It'll fall out. That's okay though. Now in vehicle mode, you do have these here, which give it some hinges or some articulation here. And you can see right there, they do have blast effect ports or peg parts, where you can then peg some blast effects onto these. So that is cool right there. And we'll do some quick comparisons here in vehicle mode. Next to a deluxe class Junkion, don't remember the name, and animated deluxe class Bumblebee. Next to Thrilling 30 Roadbuster, he's a little bit bigger, so that gives you a little bit more size here. He is a Voyager class Transformer. This guy here is the size of, you know, Voyager-esque Transformer. He's big and he's bulky. So he's about a leader class price point, but it does come with lots of accessories and interchangeability and playability though. Revenge of the Fallen Bludgeon. Big tank. I think he's Voyager class as well. Really cool there. So like some of the detailing here and molding, sculpting here in vehicle mode. Get some little bit of black paint back here in the back side. Oh, stupid. Yeah. This is yeah. I just have to probably store the katanas in a bag or something. These are a pain to get them to stay down there. For me anyway, your mileage may vary kind of thing. It could work perfectly fine on your copy. But they get in the way in vehicle mode. And I'm not sure which way I'm going to leave this guy. Vehicle mode or in road mode. Again, blue paint here for the windshields. What I was talking about in a minute. Get some red paint for the taillights. Green paint here for the bumpers. Nice paint here on the shell. Of course, you saw the mess that I had, which is being mostly blocked by this piece here. Green paint there as well. Some red paint tips on this gray plastic here. Blue painted windows. That baby blue colors here, even on the hinge for the arms. Most of the yellow does seem to match fairly well. This yellowish orange color. This here can pop out pretty easily. There's a slight tab on the top part, so you want to push it up and then close. It does have that pizza on it, like it's going to be like a pizza shooter. This does not fire any pizza projectiles though. And I guess with the peg holes back here, you can always store something that requires a peg on the back side of the vehicle if you so desire. Back wheels are a lot bigger here than the front tires. So I actually really like it in vehicle mode. I'm thinking I might have to get a second, just for one for vehicle and then have one for robot. I know a lot of people are thinking about getting 4 of these or maybe even 5. So you can have all 4 turtles and then have the alt mode, or you can have all 4 turtles and then Party Wallop and you have it's the extra robot there. I didn't show the handy dandy instructions. This is what they look like here. Nice little mishmash. I like the yellow with the blacks. These are nice color instructions here, and on the inside got a little more color to the actual instructions instead of being just this weird shading, and they just shade for the parts that move. So I think a little more effort went into the actual instructions here. And doing a comparison here with this cartoon animation model. I've already did this when I talked about this when it was first announced. It is pretty close to the animation, and I think it's perfect. And we also get the white paint, red paint here, and the white here, and the green for the teeth. All right, so final thoughts on this figure. I like it. I think it's well worth the money overall, especially if you're a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The vehicle mode is probably where it shines the most because it's less kibbly, because everything's now in its proper place. So I think it looks really good. Pretty close to the animation look here of the Turtles Party Wagon. The robot mode pros. It looks good. It's got good articulation. I'm going to say that right there. A lot of playability and changeability, accessories. You can do all 4 turtles. That's really cool. You can do that. It's a nice little feature they added to that. The swapping of the belts for the letters for the name. Nice little touch there. Now onto the negatives. Mine does have a few things with the paint splotch. I do have a little red splotch somewhere on here, right there. That's really small though, so that's not really a thing I'm going to complain about. It's in robot mode. He is very kibbly. There's a lot of stuff in your way. So when you're trying to fiddle with a transformer, the figure, you're going to be untabbing stuff, moving stuff, hitting stuff, and it's going to get sort of annoying. I'll say that right there. Also, getting in these katanas to stay tabbed in, even in robot mode on the side, they are easy to knock out. Underside of my copy here in vehicle mode, they do not want to stay tabbed in for anything. Raphael's sides on the hip skirts in robot mode are very much in the way if you're not using Raphael. You're going to hit those, possibly knock them out. They store a lot better under the vehicle mode here for this alt mode. So they store better there, stay tabbed in better. Stay tabbed in fine there. It is very much in the way in robot mode. So I do recommend this, especially if you're a fan of both Transformers and Turtles. If you're a fan of Turtles, I still recommend this because it's a nice little unique figure going on here. I know this review has gone on a little bit longer, but there's just a little bit more to talk about and to show with this figure. Now to wrap up, it's a good figure, but it can be very annoying. Really also loved in the pinned in wheels. And thanks for watching. Until the next ones. Peace out.